The honourable member for St. Paul's.
Mr. Speaker, all week the Justice Minister has demonstrated that he doesn't understand First Nations actually are seeking meaningful action to stop the ongoing tragedy of missing and murdered Indigenous women. They're demanding the elimination of rampant sexism and racism in policing, better support and inclusion for the families of victims, but most of all, they want to see action to actually prevent this happening to others. Will the minister stop the intransigence and finally call a national public inquiry?
Hear, hear. Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, I don't want to stop the action and the forward-looking policies of this government to stop and have an inquiry. I want to say we're going to keep doing what we've been doing. We're going to continue with policies like ending house arrest for sexual assaults, strengthening sentences for child sex offences, toughening the penalties for those who import and produce and traffic in date-rape drugs. And the list goes on, Mr. Speaker. We have taken and tabled some 30 bills in the House of Commons, taken numerous initiatives across the country to directly invest in programs that help women and girls, and especially those on reserve. What we don't need now is to stop and talk and study. We need more action, and I think she would agree with that.
Honourable member for St. Paul's.
Mr. Speaker, today the Special Committee on Violence Against Indigenous Women tables its report. I would like to ask the chair of the committee, the member from Mississauga South, whether she believes the report actually reflects the testimony of witnesses, or does she believe it was improperly influenced by the 6 Conservative parliamentary secretaries on the committee taking orders from the PMO? Mr. Speaker, the trust between this government and First Nations has long been broken. Does the chair of the committee agree that today's report will break the trust of Indigenous people with Parliament?
The honourable member for Mississauga South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and it was an honour for me, let me tell you, to chair this special committee on violence against Indigenous women. This was, as you know, formed by an all-party unanimous decision in the House of Commons. I believe that this report will go further to take action. This government has taken action with tougher crimes that the Minister of Justice was talking about. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, this report will outline, as you will find shortly, all of the actions that have been taken and all of the actions that can be taken. I want to thank all members of the Special Committee for their work, including the member from St. Paul's.